All right, section 2-2, adding integers. All right, so example 1 here on page 86 says -2 plus -3. All right, so there's a few things that we have to do here. A few things I want you to learn. All right, so the first thing I want you to see here is this. It's called a double sign. All right, I underlined it. It says plus negative. All right, anytime we have a double sign like that, there's no number in between the plus and the negative. It's just saying plus negative. The parentheses is just putting the -3 together, but the parentheses don't really do anything there either. But anytime we see this is what I want you to do for the rest of your life. Anytime you see plus, negative, anything, I want you to do this. You're going to scribble out the plus sign, and you're going to rewrite this as -2, and now this negative sign here drops down and becomes a minus sign. All right, so instead of it saying -2 plus -3, it now says -2 minus 3. That -3 became -3, and just because of that nothing changes. That's just, they're equal. Both of those ways of saying the problem, they're the same answer. All right, so the next part that we have here is, some of you might be reading through this and thinking the answer is -1 now. Maybe now that you see this, you see 3 minus 2, 2 minus 3, and think 1. And that's not right either. So here's what I want you to do. The answer is -5. I'm going to show you why in 1 second. All right, but this is the reason. We've got -2. What I want you to write down right below it is L2. All right, and then we have a -3. I want you to write L3. All right, so here's why. -2 means go left 2 or down 2. In this case, we've got a sideways number line. So I'm going to go left 2. I start at 0. I go 1, 2. So now I'm at -2. This is my spot now. And now it says -3. So I'm going to go down 3 more, right? If you lost 2 fingers, and then you lost 3 fingers, you've lost 5 fingers, right? That's why the answer is -5. But in number line ways, you go left 2. Anytime you see a negative or a minus sign, put an L. Anytime you see a plus sign or a positive number, put an R for right. So now that I'm here at -2, then I'm going to go left 1, 2, 3. That's where I ended up, and that answer is -5. All right, example 2. This is on the top of page 87. On this one, again, we have a really similar problem. Again, anytime we see a double sign like this, it says plus negative back to back. They're right beside each other. Scribble out the plus sign every time. For the rest of your life, for the rest of this year, that's my suggestion, because I'm going to teach something else that goes along with it. All right, now I'm going to rewrite this problem as -4, and now that -5 becomes -5. It really doesn't change. It is a -5, but we just write it in the form of -5. All right, now again, we have negative. Anytime we have a negative or a minus, we write an L for left. So -4 minus 5 really means go left 4, left 5. Now, as you do this is the reason I'm teaching it this way. There's -4. Then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I end right there. The more you just learn to go left and right on these types of problems, the more you'll start to visualize these answers. All right, the answer is not -1. The answer is -9. And if you're thinking -1, then you really got to pay attention to what I'm trying to teach. All right, and that'll help so much as you go down throughout this year and into the rest of your high school. All right, now example 3. This is also page 87. You've got A and B here. So in both of these we have a double sign again. Anytime we see plus negative, we scribble out the plus sign. We do that in both of them. 2 separate problems here. So now I'm writing 7 minus 4, and over here I'm writing 2 minus 3. Again, that negative just becomes the minus sign. It's almost like you drop it down. So go ahead and write that in your notes when you do this so that you remember to just drop it down. Now these are pretty simple, right? We've got 7 minus 4. You guys already know that that's 3. All right, that's pretty easy. 2 minus 3, I hope you think it's -1. You would be correct. But again, This says positive 7, and what do we write for positives or plus signs? We write R. R for right. Then it says minus 4. Anytime we see a minus or a negative, we write L for left. So if I were to go right 7, all right, now I'm there, and then go left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I ended at positive 3, as you guys can see. All right, the other one, I go, that's a positive 2. So I want to write down R2, and then it says minus 3, so I want to write L3. So I'm going to go right 2, and now I'm here. All right, I'm at positive 2, and then I'm going to go left 3. 1, 2, 3. So where did I end up? Negative 1. And moving on to example 4, this is at the bottom of page 87. We've got A and B, two separate problems. So which one of these has a double sign? Now, a lot of people get this confused. Is it both of them, or neither, or one? Well, in this case, there is only one of these that has a double sign. It's over here. It says plus negative 4, 10 plus negative 4. Anytime we see a plus and a negative back to back, you get rid of the plus sign. All right, so this now says 10 minus 4, right? That negative drops down as a minus sign. So obviously 10 minus 4, guys, we know what that is. But just for the sake of habit, this is important when we get to bigger numbers that we have this idea in mind. Positive 10 always means to go right 10, and a minus 4 always means go left 4. And if you did that, guys, you would go right 10, left 4, and you would end at positive 6. And I'm sure you guys are aware of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I'm right there. Now, this is where some people mess up. They count wrong, but we start right where that dot is. All right, now I want to go left 4. I go 1. I move 1. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you count that back, that's at 6. All right, let's do the other one, negative 8 plus 3. Now this one's not a double sign. All right, and what you're going to notice is there's an 8 in between the negative and the plus. Right, they're not back to back. So that says negative 8 plus 3. It's not a double sign, so you don't have to scratch anything out. Negative 8 would mean go left 8 plus 3. Any plus or positive number would go right. So if I went left 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm there, and then I go right 3. 1, 2, 3. You should notice that you're at negative 5. Alright, example 5 on page 88 says during the night the average temperature on the moon is negative 140 degrees Celsius. As you can see, that's where I marked this one down. I went from 0 down 140 degrees. This says by noon the average temperature has risen 252 degrees. What is the average temperature on the moon at noon? So what they're wanting you to do here is realize it drops to negative 140, and then it goes up 252. All right, so it doesn't rise up to the number 252. It moves 252 degrees, and they want to know where it ends. That's the answer. So one of the things I want you to just have some common sense on is if you're at negative 140 and you go up 140, you are now at 0. You're back to 0. So if you've already went up 140 and you want to go up a total of 252, how much more do I need to go? And hopefully you're thinking, well, the only way to get that answer is to subtract. If I got to go a total of 252 minus how far I've already went, because now I'm at 0, right? I came back up to 0. So if I subtract those, my pen's giving me some trouble here, 112, right? So when you go up 252, this is a total of 252 degrees up. All right, that's the distance from there to there, 252. What is that number? as you look at it all the way across, that is 112 degrees. That's where it ended up at noon. Alright, example 6. This is A. It says 9 plus negative 3 plus negative 9. Again, what we're learning here is anytime we have double signs, we got a plus negative, scribble out the plus sign. So now that says, instead of 9 plus negative 3, it says 9 minus 3. We also have another double sign here, plus negative 9. Plus and the negative are right back to back. So we take out the plus sign, and now that negative 9 becomes minus 9. Alright. Now, as we do this problem, there is a term called additive inverse. Alright, so I'm going to show you what that is here in a second. But I'm going to solve this by doing, I'm not going to add and subtract, I'm going to do my rights and lefts. So I've got positive 9 first, we know means R9. We've got minus 3 next, which we know means left 3, and then minus 9 again means left 9. So if you went right 9, and then left 3, and then left another 9, you would end at negative 3. Alright? But I'm going to show you a little trick here. It's called the additive inverse, additive opposites. Alright? What we have here is a right 9, or positive 9, and then we have a left 9, or negative 9. What happens if we flip these around so that it says 9 minus 9 minus 3? Well, the 9 minus 9 would be 0. They'd cancel out. So that's kind of what happens here. Additive inverses like that, where one's a positive and one's a negative. They cancel each other out, and then as you can see, the only thing left here is your negative 3, which is the final answer. Last problem here is 6b. It says negative 4 plus 6 plus negative 3 plus 9. Alright, so first thing I'm doing, if I see a double sign, I've got plus negative 3, I scribble out the plus sign. Alright, so I'm going to rewrite this as negative 4 plus 6. Instead of negative 3, I write minus 3. It's the same thing. And then you've got plus 9. Alright, I don't see any additive inverses here. There's no negative 4, positive 4, or positive 6, negative 6. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do our L4 for negative 4. Plus 6, you should write R6. Minus 3 is left 3. Plus 9 is right 9. Alright, so I'm just going to do that, like following directions, and figure out where I end up. Starting at 0, I'm going to go left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm there. And I'm going to go right 6. Now, as you do this, remember, if you're at negative 4 and you go right 4, you're back at 0. So just to go from negative 4 to 0, I've went right 4, and I'm supposed to go a total of right 6. So I've already went right 4. That's 4, 5, 6. So now I am here. All right. Now I've got left 3, so I'm here. I go 1, 2, 3. All right. Now I'm at negative 1. All right. This one. Now I go right 9. So I'm here. I go 1, 2, 3. Write it down at the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now what I'm going to do is count that and make sure I'm at the right number. So I'm at 0, look at 0, and then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Final answer, positive 8. Alright guys, thanks for paying attention. Good luck.